Oh, arresto domiciliare now. Déggal gaa yi rek. Neex na. Sama waa jaa ngi na fekk Muhammadu waay Jim Jallo Bayu Mariama Aliou Fall Muniru MP am naa yaakaar ci yow Sirene ba mooy sa baay ndey aale fekk baax yaayu Junior mu ndaw kon isa jëlal oh arresto domiciliare now wow wow
Them a up, talk them a talk, them a chat. I tell me lay me a talk from here with beer badness back at that. Man psycho, Gaza run boy, yeah. Boy. Me no know about them, but me know about we. A Gaza me run boy, yeah. Boy them a flip me ratchet, me we push to your chest, me we shoot one of them boy, yeah. Sparta send some cyanide and go to Dragon Border. Boy, just a lick them some pussy more. We no bow, we no fear on ya. We no bow, we no fear on ya. Yeah. Say them a killer and nobody no heard of them. Tough chat like you a man afraid of you. Mind me send one of me demon girl from Sparta come suck off your cock and murder you. This me no wanna if not suppose. Send me dead friend them come shoot in a crowd. And don't try running cause you will get ghosts. Me no know about them but me know about we. A cause of me run boy yeah. Boy them a flip me ratchet. Me we push to your chest. Me we shoot one of them boy yeah. Sparta send some cyanide and go to Dragon Border. No boy just a lick them some pussy more. We no bow, we no fear on ya. We no bow, we no fear on ya. Yeah. Books boy head of them gate daily. In front past a school picnic. Try to make you look burn out when the demons come out for your soul where the devil sent thee. Rain are the worst thing you will see. Oh, them set the paper on me. Book shot in a head arrogantly. Oh, no know about them but me know about we. A cause of me run boy yeah. Boy them a flip me ratchet. Me we push to your chest. Me we shoot one of them boy yeah. Sparta send some cyanide and go to Dragon Border. No boy just a lick them some pussy more. We no bow, we no fear on ya. We no know about them but me know about we. A cause of me run boy yeah. Boy them a flip me ratchet. Me we push to your chest. Me we shoot one of them boy yeah. Sparta send some cyanide and go to Dragon Border. No boy just a lick them some pussy more. We no bow, we no fear on ya. We no bow, we no fear on ya. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you what me no low. Anyway, me and my friend them go low. Can I pray with love of the fella low? Right. I wonder how me go on so, true me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me transform so. How me go on so, true me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me step out clean like the sky. Me not stand the dirt. Me pants man the shoes. Me hat man the shirt. Deep pushing on my pocket. He match me dessert. Anytime me step out with alert in the earth. Fresh, more than a winter fresh. Full of start me like on your windtail. Me get free service like a internet. Why you want me to do incorrect? Them a wonder how me go on so, true me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me transform so, how me go on so, true me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Baby, me love brand so me have all kinda. And none of my clothes them no make in a China. England, Vietnam, North Carolina. We no clean and need girl run vagina. So how them a hype with the cause when kickers alone have a 20,000. And me done mash up that me and my cousin. Me wear a dozen. Them a wonder how me go on so, true me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me transform so, hold me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me step out clean, like the Prince of Bel-Air. Make every girl a stare from the toe to me hair. Name brand make me laugh, knock off me no wear. Hee hee, ha ha, hey, on no hair, fresh and clean, like a white t-shirt. Anyway me pass to me like a wild Gilbert. Them style them can't make them style me first. Them who she see me bite the dirt, them a wonder. Hold me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me transform so, hold me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me step out clean like the sky, me not stand the dirt. Me pants man the shoes, me hat man the shirt. Teeth pushing on my pocket, he match me dessert. Anytime me step out with alert in the earth. Fresh, more than a winter fresh. Cool off the start, me neck on a windtail. Me get free service like a internet. Why you want me to do incorrect? Them a wonder, hold me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me transform so, hold me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Baby, me love brands so me have all kinda. And none of my clothes them no make in a China. England, Vietnam, North Carolina. We no clean and need girl run vagina. So how them a hype with the cars the cars. When kickers alone have a 20,000. And me done mash up like me and my cousin. Me wear a dozen. Them a wonder, how me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so. Me transform so, hold me go on so, chew me go on so. Money a flash like a siren alarm so. When me turn up the swagger like a storm so.
Don't left this MySpace open.
Hello.
Vegas?
Oh, I want baby girl.
Don't baby girl me. How many of your groupies you call baby girl? Is Tisha a baby girl? Is Amanda a baby girl too? And who the hell is Bonquisha? Is that even a name?
To a king, watch the edge of the galley swing. Galley swing. Everybody start with the galley swing. Some a swing from the gal, them a where them a swing go. Me swing with the gal, them a that's a me thing go. Gal inna the club, in the we a go. Me have to rise with one of them tomorrow. Start the truth from your def on the gal them road. Start the truth, every man you want give a gal a youth. Start the truth from your nose say you wanna code. Start the truth, man a vegetarian, me a no fruit. Man a galley. Man a galley. Suckers every day. Girls every day. Hear me now. Pick up every gal, it's some yard back to London. Girl a come with him all over the ocean. Woman you pet and pamper and lotion. Cut and go through, that a the devotion. From you a gal is to the gal is swing. Brave as a gal is them a gal is swing. M.O.B. them a gal is swing. The NG a done inna the gal is thing. Start the truth, from you dep on the gal them road. Start the truth, every man you want give a gal a youth. Start the truth, from you know say you wanna code. Start the truth, man a vegetarian, me a no fruit. Man a gal. segam yéena mën a booley fil jaaral ko ci décodeur émetteur ak récepteur mu teer suñuy téléviseur coupe du monde ba ca South Africa li ko dalee Dakar ba Kayar Pikine Kajoor Saloum ba Siin ñëpp a ngi koy seetaan live segam yéena man loolu asta maak suñu borom moom mi ñu boole moom te it bu la soxlaa da loin da yebal malaakal mawti laqul sax ci montagne point da lay xaar ci point teg la ci coin yeggale mission ak soin segam yàlla xol lay fay ak yéene jëf ju baax nelawal nelawal bayaan mbar jaaga sangol sa mbaaju lingor man yaay sama support inshallah fi yaa fi góor nelawal bayaan door nelawal bayaan door fekk maa ngi langaamu ci say branche falewuma benn avalanche yàlla buur bi moom ma jagleel boobu chance tax na ma koy sant boole ko ay pas de danse teguma benn coono d'urgence suñu aada mooy booy way nit dinga ko ne di way sa yaay di way sa baay dëgg la am na importance leb naa ko ba beneen yoon wax jikko yi nga lamboo moom ma gënal ci laay gën a jàpp essence boo sañoon bés bu ne maa ngi fey ci géeju bànneex masuma dégg masuma gis nga def ñoom bi kam ma ñëw xool ni kaw teef yoruloo ji koy njog teef na la yàlla delloo sa yéene jàmmal la ba nga feex ñi yéene nga génn dawar ñoo la gën a xam ne ñoo nekk ci toor teguñu ko fenn lu dul puusal ma góor yàlla mi ñu jàppale moo leen gën a foor moo leen gën a wóor yàlla ku mu jàpp say tànk dafa katalut doo koor lu weesu coowal fiiraange ma soo bëgg ñuy werente nangul nga ma ni farine nangulee boulanger jàpp nga sa njàmburu sa yoon newul ci mbootaayu diryanke rawatina les femmes branchées ni nga mel ci diine njort naa ni boo doon góor dinga jël yoonu sufiyanke jural nga may naagu góor ak i fu tànke ma wax ko ci français. Merci beaucoup Jaga. Ma wax ko ci tukulóor. Ajarama Jaga. Ma wax ko ci soninke. Albarka Jaga. Ma wax ko ci soose. Indi mbara Jaga. Ma wax ko ci séeréer. Njoko njale Jaga. Njoko njale Jaga. Njoko njale Jaga. Njoko njale Jaga. Njoko njale Jaga.
Fafadini hardcore production. Hey, yeah. Tiens, Fodi, dès que t'es là, mon fils, sur moi, lit. Oh, Canada, mon labi, moi, tout le monde, femme. Ouli pas de malaya. Moi, Balbetila, fils, sur moi, lit. Canada, mon labi, moi, tout le monde, femme. Ouli pas de ma blood, soka. Moi, Balbetila, fils, sur moi, lit. Galo ben mama sultan intilin temborla. Kele fasa me nyancho mama runte silala. Dolu ka fole ko fokan kanate karamul. Tilwati le jamfa se dan teri karan jamfa. Jikita mamun na sila kulo belu janja. Na uli ya foko talebe yanta umbe yaila. Satarna tabanna kenna khamul kinge wala. Mujum jamano aru zamana nyutu. Kanala mulabi, mwe tul main fama. Uli pa de malaya. Muabal betila, fisir wali. Kanala mulabi, mwe tul man fama. Uli pa de ma blood soka. Muabal betila, fisir wali. Soma de ma seme de ya jail in Canada. Press bi di binda ñi di wax legi doyna. Ñaanal leen ma jàmm Allah diamo fon le siata. Fafa de la toujours la king de casa. Mi de ya ina bige to la ba soljare forever. Pasa masa Gambian kolu ala baraka la do wale benno ma dunta boy la fiba abada. Fiñ ma romb sa suni fasi di bege ñi di kontaan. Dari le dari ke no le kanan jamfa. Asina ko ya nyaaw nya kanan jamfa. Wulu la la sabu sino ya le ya sabu. Dari le kanan jamfa. Mo la bi mo tul main fama. Wuli pa de malaya. Mo bal betila. Fisir wali. Kanala mo la bi mo tul man fama. Wuli pa de ma blood soka. Mo bal betila. Fisir wali. Fire burning hypocrite and parasite. All of them blood sucker vampire them. Fire them, fire burn them. Burn them all, burn them all. Nigga kumo dolu mui, kiyo le kamfa. Dimoni joyata, mondi fine joyata. Teman kikata totite, kasangula karongo le kele. Hana se kule abi, fafadite borilla. Yeah, Kanala molabi, moi tout le main fama. Wuli pa de malaya, buabal betila, fisir wali. Kanala molabi, moi tout le main fama. Wuli pa de ma blood soka, buabal betila, fisir wali. For my real friend them, Siri ate baila, anyimba bita kujabi, Aruna njai Rose njai, Montreal, là, fils roulé.
It's your girl Shima, big ship first lady, sailing through London City. When I bubble real slow, tell me bubble, take it down low. Real yard could have had some white in no, oh baby. Don't you wanna see me bubble when I bubble real slow? Tell me bubble, take it down low. If you know you looking fine, let me see your bust out wine. London, are we ready? Just another Friday night in London town. Ready cause me hotter than a English pound. Chaos and me roll out, we a go round and round. When me hear the rhythm, them say she must settle down. You know me couldn't hold it cause of my song dead. Boys, I'm sipping Henny and my bank book fat. Ladies, if you have it and you know you never flop, turn it up, bubble till it drop. Oh, I bubble real slow. Tell me bubble, take it down low. Real yard could have had some boy we know, oh baby. Don't you wanna see me bubble when I bubble real slow? Tell me bubble, take it down low. If you know you look fine, I see your bust out wine.
Where's he going?
Bubble me, I bubble to you. Here he comes, he's looking at me thinking that he's fly. You him never know another man caught my eye. He was drinking, nobody was thinking. Friday night is not the night for them, they're kind of juggling. With me, I bubble and I bubble, got me, I got me, I bubble non-stop. It's all good and it's okay. Rock and come in and make me bubble same way. When I bubble real slow. Tell me bubble, take it down low. Real y'all could have had some white in no, oh baby. Don't you wanna see me bubble when I bubble real slow? Tell me bubble, take it down low. If you know you looking fine, let me see your bust out wine. Bubble me, I bubble to you. We a bubble, it's a bubble, hey. Just a bubble, it's a bubble, hey. We a bubble, it's a bubble, ayy. Can we bubble and we bubble cause we bubble, ayy. Got to bubble, it's we bubble, cause we.
Right, Miss Barry? I've got to tell ya.
When I bubble real slow. Tell me bubble, take it down low. Real y'all could have had some white in no, oh baby. Don't you wanna see me bubble when I bubble real slow? Tell me bubble, take it down low. If you know you looking fine, let me see your bust out wine. Baby, bubble me, I bubble feel. When I bubble real slow. Tell me bubble, take it down low. Real y'all could have had some white in no, oh baby. Don't you wanna see me bubble when I bubble real slow? Tell me bubble, take it down low. If you know you looking fine, let me see your bust out wine. Bubble me, I bubble to you.
All my ladies, décalé, voy a décalé. All my ladies, décalé, voy a décalé. So me, I wanna have some fun. Steady looking to the early morning. For your friends, them, make them come. Yesterday, sister was fun. I'm a dunk Collian, come get some. I'm on the run. Enemies, them, fire ban. Who got them, they say, hey. No man can go say, hey. Say, hey, say, hey. Ale, ale, ale. All my ladies
she met me, said she can't forget me. Ask me for me number and then straight away she text me. Say she want to check me. In the club she flex me. She never get nothing like this before. In your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, beating like a drum. In your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, burning like the sun. Oh, maybe it's just the way that I walk, could be just the way that I talk. Some one sexy word that I use when we're making out in the dark. Long walk, we're taking a walk. This is where the real fire start. She will not forget me no way. She said, can't believe one man so nice. So me give her one time, but she come back twice. And I said she not leave till she get the spice. And I said she not leave till she hear the voice. Yeah, see the know this a big surprise. She a walk and a run for me every night. Hunting till I daylight. So she a forget the man. In your heart. Like a drum in your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, burning like the sun. She said, this a more than sign. She said this a miracle. When she start fly up to the pinnacle, said she not leave, jump on her knees like she start praying at the tabernacle. Bump and grind and that she want do. When you start do it, you have to talk to. Silence kill the vibes, that love make it walk. She said me give her the life again, and that she a call and I tell her friend. So she love when me make she twist, she turn, she ball, and she love when me make she bend. She love me well without end, and that she a tell all of them. So she not gonna leave until she get the totally bend. In your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, beating like a drum. In your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, burning like the sun. Oh, maybe it's just the way that I walk, could be just the way that I talk. Some one sexy word that I use when we're making out in the dark. Long walk, we're taking a walk. This is where the real fire start. She will not forget me no way. She said, can't believe one man so nice. So me give her one time and she come back twice. And I said she not leave till she get the spice. And I said she not leave till she hear the voice. Yeah, see the know this a big surprise. She a walk and a run for me every night. Hunting till I daylight. So she a forget the man. In your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, beating like a drum. In your heart, everywhere you turn me in your heart, burning like the sun.
Hey, yo, bring me 100 bottles. Yeah, it's a little dark in here. It's time we light this bitch up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Oh, you know we had to do the remix, right? This is
La música de
the remix. Oh, it's only right.
Let's go. Shorty got potential, I could be a sponsor. Met her backstage at the Summer Jam concert. Hair like Rihanna, shoes got me saucy. Tell by all that she want a shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all that she want a shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all that she want a shot call.
Dipping in the phantom, thought they seen a ghost. Try to live life, baby, gon' make a toast. All white drop head, just me and Flop. My new deal sweeter than piece of rock. I took over the streets, didn't miss a block. Did it for NY, baby, shot the big and pop. Can I hit it in the condo? Can I hit it in the morning like Alonzo? Shorty got potential, knew I had to stand for. Ass like Nicky, hair like Amber. Coke boy till he bury me. R.I.P. the homie Heavy D.
I could be a sponsor. Met the backstage at the Summer Jam concert. Hair like Rihanna, shoes got me saucy. Tell by all that she want a shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all that she want a shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all
living in the Gotti. Billboards in Tokyo, worth about $1 billion. I still run the city. What you really thought? I wasn't coming through. I invented ballin', the shot calling. It's a rock boy, top 10 hitter. Like she came with the car, left the lot with her. Can I hit it on a jet? Diddy Rex Ryan, autograph sign it. Shorty kinda flashy, I could be a sponsor. Hair like Cassie, shoe game is awesome. We on, that's a ride. Red berry with the red bottle. NY, we the headline. Straight like a baller, shot caller.
Another backstage at the Summer Jam concert. Hair like we on, shoe game is awesome. Tell by all, she wanna shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all, she wanna shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all, she wanna shot call.
Put the coupe on a pair of Chuck Taylors. Bought the block, no love for the neighbors. Top down, praying to my Lord and Savior. We on the floor, Pacquiao, the world's greatest. Boxing niggas, all I ever did was mob and weed. Now the crib, 8 mil, that's on everything. Give me props and keep it real, your man hate. Not the crib, she couldn't get past the landscaping. Cranberry Letterman, I had him handmade. Double M genius, even the band played. Scarface 500-inch flat screen. Stack cream, not a Maybach, Mac green.
Yeah, I could be a sponsor. Another backstage at the Summer Jam concert. Hair like we on, shoe game is awesome. Tell by all, she wanna shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all, she wanna shot call. Wanna be with a baller, shot call. Tell by all, she wanna shot call.
namoon naa leen defar nañ ko ci studio bi moom lañ leen di baaxee àdduna bi yépp ñépp am ko kon nag njaga boo pare départal ma gis. C'est parti.
C'est parti.
Yeah.
merci beaucoup. waaw boobu mooy surprise bi nga xam ne dañ ko préparé woon pour jox leen ko mun ngeen ci enjoy bu baax a baax c'est disponible ku mu neex nga déglu voilà.
yow yaa namoon gaañi noonu.
waaw.
yow loolu ku la ci bëmax nga jël de.
bu ma nam ca yabu sa.
ku ma ca bëmax
ma jël.
waaw.
wéy lii dem leen di seen loxo. namu ca yabu ca.
ku ma ca bëmax ma jël.
namu ca yabu ca. ku ko ci bëmax.
ma jël.
namu ca yabu ca. ku ko ci bëmax. réew mi namoon nanu la. ku ko ci bëmax. yasab Sénégal yoo soy bu la ci.
nga jël. merci beaucoup.
Mbaye.
Faded off the kush, I'm gone. Only 2 years old when daddy used to bring them hookers home. Looking like my grandma. My niggas got that ammo. We Jackson and then light up the L. Samuel, Tunchi in this bitch, nigga. Y'all niggas, bitch niggas. Rats gon' rat and snakes gon' hiss, nigga. Baseball rich, nigga. Do this shit for all my homies. Where them bad bitches at? Come and put that pussy on me. Tunchi, you a murderer. Boy, you just be killing shit. Yeah, you know that money talk. I am the ventriloquist. Tranquilizer in the trunk. Put your ass to sleep, man. Birdman Jr. got the world in my wingspan. How you niggas wanna have it your way? Burger King, I get deep in that pussy. Digger out. Surgery. Fucking with a real nigga. Fucking right. Certainly. Break in your fucking home. Take your life. Burglary. Whoa, nigga. Die slow, nigga. For dear life, you're holding on. In vogue, nigga. Unload, nigga. Reload, nigga. Tools on deck. Home Depot, nigga. Well, if life was a bitch, then mine a gold digger. Yeah, and all my bitches nasty like a cold dinner. Every day I go so hard and work my ass off. I'm good, I'm 100 like a fastball. It's called a foe. Yeah. I'm going back in, man. Yeah, we get fucked, y'all money. You won't play it. That AK sleep on the side of my bed. That's one eye closed, one eye open. Your cap get peeled like ibuprofen. I'm sick, I'm ill, I ain't the nigga to fuck with. It's a crazy world and life is shorter than Bushwick. Young money, man, we got this shit by a landslide. Boy, I send them bloods at your ass like a tampon. Uptown shit, wet the whole party. Weezy gon' ball like Steve Harvey. The heater, I'm a tucker like D-Loris. That's my word like thesaurus. I don't see no future in your front and I be stunting hard. Rap game depending on me like a bungee cord. Fear nobody but God Almighty. Shoot that motherfucker till I get arthritis. I'm a beast, I'm a ass, I'm a head of my class. I'm a diamond in the rough like a baby in the trash. I don't talk it, I live it. I paint a picture vivid. And them pistols popping like they sitting in a skillet. I go so hard, go so mean. I'm so New Orleans, told the judge I couldn't budge. It was him or me. Forget the bullshit and remember me. Champagne, they know the face and they know the name.
Drop that pussy, bitch. What you twerking with? Work, bounce, work. What you twerking with? Work, bounce, What you twerking with? What you twerking with? What you twerking with? Twerking with work, what you twerk with? Go it, bust it open, show me what you twerk with. Ass so good, need a lap dance.
I'm in that white ghost, chasing Pac-Man, 100 out the lot. I be leading, that's a rock. 100 large, bring a mop. Cars tinted like a rock. Got a brain struck in my pocket. 30 chains on my collar. 2 drops, no mileage. Top off like Wallace, and I'm a hell smoke, bitch, know that. Filthy rich before that. New deal, I throw that. 3 beans, I'm on that. We pop a molly. She bust it up. She see the Gotti. That pussy suck.
Shout out to the Infernos, Strawberries, Luke, what it do? Let's go. I love my big booty bitches, my life a Godfather picture. Local club in my city, I fell in love with a stripper. Bitches know I'm that nigga, talking photo Bugatti. I'm the life of the party, let's get these hoes on the molly. You know I came to stunt, so drop that pussy, bitch. I got what you want, drop that pussy, bitch. Film it, this bitch want me to film it. Ballin', like I play for New England. Spin it, spin a stack every minute. That's 50, 100, I see no fucking limits. Shout out to Uncle Luke, shout out my bitches too. We the 2 Life crew, 2 for me, 2 for you. Feed them bitches carrots, fuck them like a rabbit. Sorry, that's a habit, smoke a split it, then I vanish.
What you twerking, yeah. Don't stop. I'm a ride, being single, seeing double, making triple. I hope you pussy niggas hate never make a nickel. It's good to make it better when your people make it with you. Money coming, money going, ain't like you could take it with you. What's about to be a hit right now? Fuck back then with shit right now. Drop, take care of all the motherfucking crib, and I'm picking up the keys to the bitch right now. OVO, that's major shit. Toronto with me, that's major shit. Getting shatter packs like KD. OKC, that's player shit. We don't dress alike, we don't rap alike. I shine different, I rhyme different. Only thing you got is some years on me, man. Fuck you and your time difference. I'm young poppy. Champagne, they know the face and they know the name. Got one watch, I could probably pay for like all your chains, so you don't be changed. Great Stone, 20 bottles, that's all me. On the couch, wildin' out, yelling free my niggas till they all free. One of my close dogs got 3 kids and they all 3, but we always been that type of crew that been good without a plan B. So. What you twerking, bitch? What you twerking,
Bitch, stop talking that shit and suck a nigga dick for some truck fit. Okay, I fuck a bitch and I'm gone. That's gangsta Al Capone. I make that pussy spit like bone. I'm talking about bone. I'm fucking with French, excuse my French. I lose my mind before I lose my bitch. Money ain't a thing but a chicken wing. Bitch, I ball like 2 eyelids. YMCM beat that pussy up. Stop playing. I make her ass scream and holler like rock bands. I'm a beast, I'm off the leash. I am rich like a bitch on my proactive shit. Pop that pussy like a zip. I go by the name Lil Tunchi. Yo girl is a groupie, and nigga use a square, and I will twist you like an Rubik's. Motherfucker, I'm on my skateboard. Watch me do a trick, ho. I'm 5'5", but I can 6'9". Then beat that pussy like Klitschko. It's French Montana, fuck Joe. It's Weezy F, fuck hoes. It's truck the world, it's truck your girl, it's truck pimp by the truckload. I forgot.
Hey, thought you was a better queen. I thought you was a better queen. Still I think you can be. Oh, I wish you know how I feel for you, girl. Precious than silver and gold. But listen first, hey, I wanna go to somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money, hungry woman. I tell you, I wanna go to somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money. this shopkeeper. She says she wanna big man, they in a big home. Me say come make me tell you what it takes to be a lover. And materials and vanity can never last forever. The important thing is to have each other. And thank God you overstand the matter when I tell her wanna good somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money, hungry woman. I got some good, wanna good somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money, hungry woman. Well, I need that girl who will always be there with me. Bad time, good time, she will stay with me. But the struggle still keep encouraging me, comforting by telling sweet words to me. When I fall, good love she will make to me, making me feel that her love is a guarantee. So she love me for me, not for the dollars, yeah. That's all I need. I want a good somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money, hungry woman. I got a good, want a good somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money, hungry woman. I got a good, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Well, if a nice car you want, you more than that. If a big house you want, you more than that. If a gold chain you want, you more than that. Good loving and caring's all you need, and I will give you that. Girl, don't you know that you and I are meant for each other? God, this love, I believe is a gift from God. So I tell you, I wanna good somebody to call my woman, but I don't want no money, hungry woman. I got a girl, bye, you free, you get it.
Productions, baby.
I don't skew, I'm here, say bang. And she know it's sharp for cup on the girl them case again. I tell her when they on the girl them BS again when I want a boy talking our face, yo. Becca, I miss a girl, you know you make me like you. When I ride my pony, say yeah, yo. Don't stop one punch on the girl go. Oh, you more than deserve my love. One girl can't satisfy me though. With girl me no any mind anymore. No, and me not bow below. I'll never wine for my Pinocchio. Girl, I be a carry the bingling. I don't want no tingling. I wine for the rhythm. Come in, I go eat a trembling. When we mingling and all the lingering. In a your ocean drop me anchoring. I mash it up, make girl off to do doctoring. A girl a ball when me push on a thundering. And now she wondering how me a beat it so like tambourine. You know you make me like you when I ride my pony, say yeah, yo. Don't stop wine punch on the girl go. Oh, you more than deserve my love. One girl can't satisfy me though. With girl me no any mind anymore. No, and me now bow below. Girl never wine from my Pinocchio. Me tell the girl them a dead up on me body them war. Take off the wool of me polyester. Hooking on me back steam down follow. Make girl a make nice like a wild buffalo. Up in the club the girl a come back it up. Watch her one they see how them a yacht. Grab on banana, go push it in a Rihanna. Me tell her give her a banana. I tell the girl you know you make me like you. When I ride my pony say yeah, yo. Don't stop wine punch on the girl go. Oh, you more than deserve my love. One girl can't satisfy me though. With girl me no any mind anymore. No, and me nah bow below. Girl never wine for my Pinocchio. Hey, the saga, sexy Nicky Alana. The girl want the power star. Girl we hot like lava, the one lava. Me no be the man, but me make you bounce like a salt. Girl every other in the Prada. After she not choose land, Jamaica cross the boulevard. Girl me want you down the agada. You coulda got it by water, me the yo. You know you make me like you. Ride my pony, say yeah, yo. Don't stop wine punch on the girl go. Hey, oh you more than deserve my love. One girl can't
to nice up the place. We buy no liquor and red off them face. Make man and man have money to spend. And all the youth them know me and them friend. Rumors them spreading. Ain't that a sense in me planting? But I'm an addy down in the juggling. I feel rumors of war. Rumors of war. No matter what turn up you in me wear. Caught me pants it no have no tear. True scars, a few hundred a pair. And me have money all through the year. I rumors them spreading. Ain't that a sense in me planting? But I'm an addy down in the juggling. I feel rumors of war. Rumors of war. Rumors and rumors and rumors and rumors. Oh, now, a propaganda. Rumors of war. Lord. Can't stop it. No way. A rumors them spreading. Claim that a sense in me planting. But I'm an addy down in the juggling. I feel rumors of war. Rumors of war. Police officer, leg on me hand. You don't know me and you don't understand. You see me flashing at Chris Rain time. So you claim that me a criminal. Rumors them spreading. Claim that a sense in me planting. But I'm an addy down in the juggling. I feel rumors of war. Rumors of war. Keep a tank just to nice up the place. Buy no liquor and red off them face. Make man and man have money to spend. And all the youth them know me and them friend. And rumors them spread. Ain't that a sense in me planting? But I'm an addy down in the juggling. Rumors of war. I feel rumors of war. Rumors them spreading. Sense in me planting.
You're the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. I love the way you hold me. I love the way you squeeze me. You make me feel like King Solomon, a songwriter like I. You make me feel like King David. He will play his harp like I. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. You're the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. I love the way you serenade me. I love the way you please me. You make me feel like King Solomon, a songwriter like I. You make me feel like King David. He will play his harp like I. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. I love the way you hold me. I love the way you squeeze me. You make me feel like King Solomon, a songwriter like I. You make me feel like King David, he who plays harp like I. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. I love the way you hold me. I love the way you please me. You make me feel like King Solomon, a songwriter like I. You make me feel like King David, he will play his harp like I. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love just turns me on. You're my lover, the lily of my valley. Your love. Oh yeah, I read your loop. Yeah. Good me say, Omid, say fi never lose hope. All when stress reach on me throat. Them say go on all if you tell me brother. Them say go on all if you tell me brother. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. Yeah. Say when you're at a crossroad and stress just a beating on your back like a bone, just go and hold on, yeah, my brother. Don't make them dry you like a bird feather. No, so me I tell yourself you never lose hope. No matter make them dry out your life like a rope. Just go and hold it for your my sister. Stand firm like the rock of Gibraltar. Yeah. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. Yeah. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. Yeah, and when them come with them bag of negativity, and now want you feel have no prosperity, just keep smiling, it makes them wonder what you gonna do. Me feel so bad to see the way you ill treat me, and if you got the other way you woulda hate me. Me see you do your things them neatly, so me I go and pray for you discreetly. Ooh, you will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. Yeah. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. So just be strong. The road may rough, but be strong. It's rocky and tough, but be strong. Just be strong, please just be strong. It's hard and rough, but be strong. It's rocky and tough, but be strong. Please be strong, oh yeah. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have. Yeah. You will never know how strong you are, until being strong is the only choice you have.
A United Nations report released on Friday is calling for investigations into serious human rights abuses committed by traditional hunters in Côte d'Ivoire. The joint report by the UN operation in the country, UNOSI, and the UN Human Rights Office documents abuses committed by the hunters known as Dozos between March 2009 and May 2013. Investigations show that while undertaking security activities during this period, Dozos killed nearly 230 people and injured 164 others with bullets, machetes, and knives. Another 162 people were arbitrarily arrested and illegally detained, while nearly 280 cases of looting, arson and extortion committed by the Dozos have been verified and confirmed. Rupert Colville is spokesperson for the UN Human Rights Office in Geneva.
Dozos involved in the perpetration of human rights violations must be held accountable. The authorities have the duty to carry out serious investigations into the human rights violations committed by them in Côte d'Ivoire, bringing the perpetrators to justice and provide appropriate redress to the victims. The state authorities in Côte d'Ivoire have the duty to deploy appropriate security forces throughout the country to prevent the population from using Dozos on security issues.
Colville added that impunity granted to Dozos was unacceptable and must be stopped. Deanne Penn, United Nations.
rolling with my buddies. I'm just rolling, smoking, poking. I be floating, hoes be choking on the Dutch. Lot of motion in my ocean, and that potion in my cup. So pour it up, so pour it up. Order whatever you like, cause you're with us for the night. You're my type, and I'm yours unless you night. Yes, tonight, girl, tonight you fine. Flying up high on my airline. We got a bunch of bitches of the Caucasian persuasion and a couple Asians that look amazing. Plus we got some mommies and a couple of minds. We always keep a dime sheet. It's so fucking fine to see. This is for them girls at the party and them dresses with them bodies who work out and do Pilates. Get your mommy. This is for them ladies who get crazy in the club, on the wall or the floor, dancing like we making love. This is for them girls at the party and them dresses with them bodies who work out and do Pilates. Get your mommy. This is for them ladies who get crazy in the club, on the wall or the floor, dancing like we making love. Okay. I never been here, but everybody know me. Everybody show me love. It's just me and my homies at these shows. These hoes be going crazy. That's why the promoter pays me. Came with Tesco, home with Katie. I'm fresh and I know it, baby. I know it. So you ain't gotta tell me shit. Spin it for the hell of it. You can fucking tell I'm rich. My eyes low. You can tell I'm lit. I bet everybody in this motherfucker smell my shit. I smell like Pimp, but hell I can't do shit. What a nigga gon' say? Me worry about another nigga, no way. So paid, I can make you little niggas go away. I'm a grown ass man, little nigga go play. You a lame, you be tricking the chicks, I throw away. She want money. That bitch a OJ. We can blow haze, bump to the cold ray, a cold play. Whatever you wanna do, baby, it's for them girls at the party and them dresses with them bodies who work out and do Pilates. Get your mommy. This is for them ladies who get crazy in the club, on the wall or the floor, dancing like we making love. This is for them girls at the party and them dresses with them bodies who work out and do Pilates. Get your mommy. This is for them ladies who get crazy in the club, on the wall or the floor, dancing like we making love.
Come a little closer.
all day long, all day long.
Yeah, hear me? Everybody want run summer. You know see me at me a done summer. Every girl a get is a bun summer.
Me a the #1 stunner.
Call the hotel to make my reservation for my final destination. Me a boy not change my direction. Cause the girl them just fly. Every sound man, every radio station. Black girl, white girl, every nation. Me and the girl them in a corporation.
In a the mansion in the sky.
And every year the young got the craze. You know see a straight man a blaze. Star boy, every girl over waist. Fire how we blaze.
Them feel it for months and for days.
Jordan, me never sing a song for this summer yet. The one, the Bentley, the range and the Yuma set. The white bike a take off like half of your jet. Why you bet next year me a fee buy a mansion party and every girl smooth up and look like Barbie doll. Bachelor's out so you must lose a girl. Me confuse a girl, she want me to sit through your girl. Call the hotel to make my reservation for my final destination. Me a boy not change my direction. Cause the girl them just fly. Every sound man, every radio station. Black girl, white girl, every nation. Me have the girl them in a corporation.
In a the mansion in the sky.
Say that I enjoy your life. Cause you only live this once and no, you not live twice.
Oh, na na na.
Feel like I'm in paradise with all these sexy ladies around me. The girls them surround me. Chilling in the shade, a glass of lemonade, quenching my thirst. My haters feeling worse. Work so hard, and I enjoy the fruits of them labor. And business for me neighbor, partying forever. Yeah, hear me? Everybody want run summer. You know see me at me a done summer. Every girl a get is a bun summer.
Me a the #1 stunner.
Call the hotel to make my reservation for my final destination. Me a boy not change my direction. Cause the girl them just fly. Every sound man, every radio station. Black girl, white girl, every nation. Me and the girl them in a corporation.
In a the mansion in the sky.
Call the hotel to make my reservation for my final destination. Me a boy not change my direction. Cause the girl them just fly. Every sound man, every radio station. Black girl, white girl, every nation. Me and the girl them in a corporation.
In a the mansion in the sky.
I'm here to know to get every government outside the continent of Ethiopia, Africa, man. Okay. I'm here to Rastafari as the Almighty and repatriation is a Messiah. That's right. I'm here to send my
You are in tune to Amuragal FM. The time is 10:56, 4 minutes to the hours of 11. Yes, we are doing some other things and we had to let the auto DJ do the job. Yes, but we're back on the air. We might not stay long though because we're not feeling quite well and we're the only person on the station. So we're going to have to lock it down. We're not feeling well, but we're going to have to entertain you and yours until we get tired, right?
Advance and repatriate them youth, yeah. Got to advance and face the future. Love and righteousness, may I produce, yeah. Talk about lies, poor people don't have no bridge. Bling bling, didn't have no life to live. Jump by your battery, jump by your cartridge. When the economy so low, them say your money short with it a bad time. 2000 it go start with. Them are the bigger heads and them corrupt bosses. Hidden high places and a ride horses. Missing them judgment of foresight them crosses. From it to the youth them way in a captive. And the ghetto you them when you're too active. Well that are the topic while I walk with full-time son DJ acknowledge. Come make me advance, face the future. I feel advance, so battery them ghetto youth, yeah. I feel advance and face the future. Righteousness and love that me produce, yeah. Come make me advance, face the future. Pick me advance, Rastafari we are. Use your fear, advance, advance, got to advance. Put them now, tell them speak of the truth. Nobody gonna let you got rival. Get your youth to educate yourself and no face don't idle. From the back of the hang at that man your rifle. Black man them can't come stifle and boss. And face the future, happy advance. Educate them
them black youths here at the advance and face the future. I am Parasolasi, I am right. Cause what if them just come here on a game thing? I pop on the phantom out the road on all a fame thing. Now do them research and do some live off for a name thing. I put on them friend when name fame thing. Now go down on the cement where them do not have the same thing. I know you know the crush and the mash up and all the lame thing. You them come a sing about Jack Bentley and bling bling. Tell me about down at a while out down a cling cling. When you wanna see Lambaga with a couple ginseng. Granny did this so what's a lark a man pin. One whole of tissue and some sanitary napkin. The standard of the business collapsing. Come make me advance, face the future, make me advance. Rastafari we are, use your the advance and face the future. I am Parasolasi, I am right. Improve my living condition. Rastafari giving the youth them ambition. Yet make you weak, love make you strong. Yo, me as I say, I am stay strong. Stay right, I'm do no wrong. Yeah.
So that me see me with trouble it. So put it and repeat, my girl. Are you where me need number one? Girl, you are the hottest thing around here. One thing me want you know me well prepare. Give me the thing, girl, and make me shift it in gear. She pull me close up and give me the stare. She whisper in my ear.
How deep is your love?
You should know.
How deep does it go? How deep is your love?
I'm gonna show you. Give me the girl, me dancing a floor. Girl, your body, this image, you make me feel so high, my girl. You make me want enjoy my world. And girl, you know for ask, make me reveal. But once spin you make you know the Ferris wheel. You are the magnet, I am the station. Connection, me know you feel it. So make we seal it.
How deep is your love?
Make me show you.
How deep does it go? How deep is your love? That you call in the middle of the night to show you better way.
Round the clock, girl.
I don't wanna be your girlfriend.
Girl, you a top girl.
I don't wanna be your best friend.
No, it's a rock, girl.
I don't wanna have all of you, 'cause boy, I love you. How do you feel about me? Tell me.
Caught up from the start, girl.
How deep is your love?
Man, show you.
Tell me. How deep is your love?
Baby, I owe you.
This is a download from the BBC.
Welcome to the Forum, the BBC's global exchange of ideas, with me, Bridget Kendall. Today we're in Brussels, capital of Belgium, and the world-famous hub of the European Union. The EU doesn't just bring together 28 separate countries under one umbrella, it's also the biggest donor of development aid in the world. So we've come to take part in the EU Development Days, a yearly gathering of 4,000 people from all over the world who meet here for an intense 2 days of discussion. And this year, one of the key themes is water and food security. We all need to drink and eat to stay alive, but a staggering 1 billion people around the world are undernourished. So what's the best way to help them? And as the world's population grows and more people are lifted out of poverty, how do we manage these essential resources for life, food and water, to make sure there's enough to go around for everyone? We're in an enormous and historic warehouse which has been redesigned as an exhibition and conference hall, and all around us sessions are taking place on various aspects of development. But some of the delegates have joined us here, so I'd like to welcome our audience and our panel of distinguished guests. Ernest Ruzindaza is from Rwanda, where he's the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture, which has been credited with turning Rwanda's food deficit into a surfeit in just 5 years. Jean-Pierre Alquin is a senior European official working for EuropeAid, where he oversees policy on food security, agriculture and nutrition. Girish Menon focuses on water and sanitation and is director of international programs at the charity WaterAid. And soil scientist Luca Montanarella also works for the European Commission as soil action leader. His most recent project is a soil atlas of Africa. So let's welcome them. Let me start with a quick question to all four of you. Briefly, in each of your areas, what would you say is the biggest development problem that needs solving in the next 10 years? Girish Menon, as someone who focuses on water and hygiene, what would you say?
I think the biggest problem is the fact that almost 800 million people in the world don't have access to safe water, and 2.5 billion people don't have access to sanitation, which means about 2,000 children die every single day because of diarrhea as a result of poor water and sanitation.
Jean-Pierre Alquin, one of your focuses is malnutrition. What would you say?
Well, it complements what has just been said. It's that 170 million children are suffering from chronic undernutrition. And this is jeopardizing their potential to develop both mentally and physically. This is a challenge that we need to take.
And what about when it comes to soil, Luca Montanarella? What's your view?
My dream is that people would realize that soil resources are limited and that we need to feed all of us with a limited resource that is not renewable, and we should get aware that if we don't protect this resource, we may have a serious problem in the near future.
And Ernest Ruzindaza.
Just to put in place the right policies that help especially farmers to increase productivity using sustainable water, soil and input.
Okay, well, we'll explore that in a bit more detail, because although you're all here in Brussels to take part in high-level discussion, we want to keep this at a human and understandable level. So let's just imagine for a moment a typical smallholder farmer living in a remote rural area and what the main concerns might be for her right now. Let's assume it's a woman, because so many smallholders are women. And indeed, Ernest, in Rwanda, the majority of the smallholders are women, aren't they?
Let's start with the land. We put in place a land law in 2006, and that land law gives ownership to landholders. And I think that is a very good policy that gives smallholders the right to invest on their land, and the right also to use their land as a collateral to access finance. The woman in rural area needs really to hold the land. The woman has the title, and she can use the land as a collateral to invest in agriculture, to increase productivity. But in order to increase productivity, you don't only need that title. You need to access input, improved seeds, fertilizers. So how farmers access those seeds, I think government needs to play a big role together with private sector, of course. Because I come back to the example of Rwanda. We have 416 sectors. They have a network of distribution of fertilizers. So farmers can easily access fertilizers and seeds for what we call priority crops. And that program is working not only on input, but also try to put farmers together in cooperatives so that they have also reasonable land, because we encourage farmers to consolidate their lands.
Let's just stop there for a minute, because you're talking about fertilizer. So yeah. I wanted to bring in Luca as a soil scientist. When you're looking at some smallholder, not necessarily in Rwanda, but possibly in Rwanda, you have to take into account, don't you, what soil they've got to work with. What's the picture?
Yeah, definitely. it's a very important issue, but I would like to link it with what was said, because this is very crucial to link the soil issue to the land tenure issue. Because once you talk about sustainability, and that's what we would like to talk about, sustainable use of the available soil resources, you need to have a vision that goes beyond generations. You need to be sure that that soil will be there also for future generations. And so you need to have a link that allows you to look beyond just your current immediate situation. And this is only possible if tenure is assured. So it's only possible if that woman can be sure that her children will still have the right to dwell on that soil. So that links then to the fertilization issue, because you want to have a sustainable management of that soil for future generations. And so you would not like to use this soil in an unsustainable way if you want to leave the same fertility to your children. So to do that, you need really to look into the quality of your soil. And obviously in Africa, and now coming back to the issue, we know that soils are very much depleted. So you need input, as was said, you need fertilizers, and applying them in a reasonable way, so localized to where they're needed. So you need information at the very end.
Take this woman, say she was a smallholder in Rwanda. What are the chances that she would have good soil?
Not very high, unfortunately, because soils have been heavily depleted. Actually, we should also keep in mind African soils have been naturally for their origin, not very high in fertility. So they didn't have the privilege of have the soils that we have been enjoying in the plains of US or in the plains of Ukraine, which are the most fertile soil in the world. These are not in Africa. These are these type of black, very fertile soils that in Africa, due to the situation, the geological and the climate situation, are not there. So we have originally already rather poor fertility, which then has been additionally depleted. And so we need to keep this in mind, but we need to also be having a local view. So soils are very different.
That one is not a static issue. That one is not a static issue. You can manage the soil fertility.
Absolutely.
Sure, because that's where comes extension services.
Yeah.
To support farmers to amend the soil and to increase the health of the soil. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another issue, of course, that's absolutely critical is how much water the smallholder might be able to have access to. What's your view on that, Girish?
I think if you're looking at a small landholder in a country in, say, sub-Saharan Africa, the woman is likely to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning before sunrise, because she has to go out in the dark with her young daughters to defecate because there is no toilet, and she can't go during daytime because of the shame and embarrassment and the indignity that it would invite. And then she comes back home, and then she's prepared to take her jerry cans and invariably take her girl children along for that long trek for water, which in a typical African or South Asian context would mean 3 to 5 hours every single day, carrying 20 liters of water on each trip on her head or on her back. Come back and then be responsible for the work throughout the day, because she's then required to go out into the farm, help a husband or her sons in the tilling, in the weeding, in all the agricultural activities, and life goes on.
But I want again to intervene. I don't think it is the right image that we are giving to that woman of sub-Saharan African countries. We might face some cases, but let's avoid to generalize. Because if you generalize, then it becomes wrong.
Can I come back with a statistic on that? Because WaterAid works in about 20 countries in Africa. So this is not a case of Rwanda alone. It's across sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia where WaterAid works. And we have done a research recently in 25 countries, which points out to the fact that women and girls tend to spend about 97 billion hours every year in search of a safe place to go.
Let's just leave aside the point of personal hygiene and talk about the other really important issue with water, which is farming and irrigation, because this will also be a big issue, won't it? Whether it's possible to irrigate those crops or they have to be rain-fed.
Absolutely. People don't live their lives in compartments. So while WaterAid looks at water for domestic purposes, we are not actually into the farming sector. We recognize that as far as local communities are concerned, water has multiple uses. So they need water for their drinking, for cooking, for bathing, for small agriculture, for the livestock, because many communities rely entirely on their livestock. And that's why it's really important to look at the multiple uses of water. The water required for domestic purposes is just about 10% of the total water use. Agriculture accounts for 70%. And we really need to make sure that in the desire for securing the 70% for agriculture, we do not forget the 10% that's required for basic purposes like drinking and cooking, which is absolutely fundamental to survival.
Jean-Pierre, can I come to you? Because for the European Commission, you focus on food security programs, but in particular, what's called hidden hunger, isn't it? Malnutrition. How would this relate to this imaginary scenario?
Well, first of all, I would like to bounce back on what Luca said. Luca was speaking about a woman wishing to leave her land plot to her children. Maybe one point that needs to be raised is that she's likely to have many children. And so she will leave only a small part of her land plot to her children, who themselves are going to leave even a smaller part of their land plot to their own children. So for me, this is quite a challenge in many developing countries. We were yesterday hearing about President Issoufou from Niger speaking about population growth in Niger, 4% a year. This is really a pressure on land and a pressure on the size of farming system. Also on water, we have been speaking a lot about having access to water for sanitation and the fact that it can be, for cultural reasons, an issue of shame. We should not forget also that lack of sanitation is also a major issue of waterborne disease, which are then transmitted to the children and causes of also many people dying across the world. That's something very important we should not neglect. So to go back to the hidden hunger, whenever there is a famine, what we see on CNN is children who've been deprived from food for weeks and they are really skinny, and you see the bones appearing on the chest, and it's really difficult to see that. What we call the hidden hunger is children who have been prevented from a normal diet for months, and then the body grows in a way that you don't notice because they are just getting shorter than the normal size. What is even more hidden is that those children will never grow up to the full potential, the physical one, and never develop their full mental potential. So what research shows is that, in fact, the care that a child is receiving during the 1,000 first days of his life are determining in a very strong way his future. And this is where really this hidden hunger becomes also an issue of hidden injustice among children. That's something which is very important and which is now more and more also taken on board by head of states in Africa, for instance, who really want to address this through a political commitment.
Ernest, if I could come back to you. The other three, Jean-Pierre, Luca and Girish, are all talking about things that they're concerned about, things where they see need. But the interesting thing about Rwanda is that in 5 years you've managed to make these big advances from being a country which had a food deficit to being able to export some. And as you were saying, one of the ways you've done this is both by helping the smallholder, but also a lot of government intervention. And one scheme I think everyone would be intrigued to hear about is your cow sharing scheme. Can you tell us just a bit about that, how that works?
Okay. We have a program called One Cow Per Poor Family. In our local language, it's Giringa, to have a cow. It's a program that targets the poorest of the poor in the communities. We want to address different issues. The first issue is nutrition, but also we want to give those farmers an opportunity to increase their household income. So the program is built in a way that an identified family at community level is given a cow, and then that family is requested to give next female cow to another family. So that brings a cohesion in the community, and then that family can have milk. The family can also increase productivity because it has manure that can, utilize on the land to increase productivity. So you can see that it's a program which is really integrated at household level, but also which opens to create a milk value chain, a dairy value chain, because at another level, you can see that you put on place a milk basin, and then you train private companies to come and to build milk collection centers, and also to link those milk collection centers to the milk factories. So you start by one cow, but also you build a dairy sector.
I guess what we gathered so far from the four of you is that there are short-term needs, intervening in the first 1,000 days, right, of a child's life to stop them being stunted. But then there are the long-term needs. The need, for example, to have ownership of land so that you make sure the soil is looked after from one generation to the next. How do you manage to coordinate these two? How do you manage to solve urgent problems like malnutrition, but husband resources like soil and water for the future? And I just wanted to bring you, the audience, in here, because you're also people with a lot of expertise. Are there those of you who can come to us with your own examples or your own insights into this dilemma? How do you coordinate this? Or are there examples from other parts of the world where you've seen a real dilemma on this short-term and long-term problem, or ways to solve the problem? Yes.
My name is Allard van der Ham. I'm Executive Director of SNV, Netherlands Development Corporation. I would like to link up with the Rwandan case, because it is our experience, we work in 35 countries with communities, that the first thing farmers want to do is to feed their families. And they are the excellent entry point for starting programs. And they are also the ones who can push for structural reforms. We, from outside, we cannot and we should not push for internal reforms. But it is the people themselves who need to be fulfilled, their urgent needs as well as their long-term needs, that can create that political mass also to force their government or to be in dialogue with their government to create the conditions for a long-term involvement. But we cannot accept that people go hungry every day until their long-term needs are fulfilled.
So, a dilemma sometimes between urgent needs to feed your family now, even though there might be long-term imperatives. Anyone else like to add to that from their own experience around the world?
I'm David Nyange from Tanzania. We have a safety net program in Tanzania which provides, short-term relief to families that are experiencing food shortage. And the advantage of that we call productive safety net, the fact that farmers' energy is used in implementing an activity that would build their long-term capacity to increase production. For example, food for work, where a family will be involved maybe in rehabilitating an irrigation canal or building an earth dam for harvesting rainwater so as to increase their production capacity in the long term. That's a very good example of striking a balance between short-term.
We've got a couple of other hands up.
My name is Sheikh Mo. I'm working for the World Agroforestry Center based in Nairobi. I just want to bring one simple statistics here. The World Health Organization says to have a good nutrition, you need 400 grams of fruits and legumes every day. The average consumption of legumes and fruits in Africa is 40 grams, 10 times less. How do we create a portfolio of activities which are integrated enough in order to address these multiple needs of local farmers? And we think that this integrated approach should also respond to the integrated assessment of natural resources and the natural production of assets at local communities. So integration of trees and crops, trying to improve the production of traditional fruit trees, which are very rich in vitamins. The baobab tree in vitamin C is much higher than any orange. So we can try to promote that. In order to promote it, there is one aspect which is a big issue in Africa, maybe in Rwanda it's the case, is the productivity of our trees. How to bring the seedlings to give big trees with a lot of productivity of fruits. And those trees will help the ecosystem to be healthy and to maintain the soil quality.
Thank you very much. The hand up here.
My name is Bayo Ajetomobi, and I'm affiliated with an organization called Alt Consulting. I'm based in the UK, but I'm probably one of those few people that as a young person actually worked as a farmer as a teenager. And I think the image of
where
farming...
was that?
In Nigeria, in a small town called Ife. And what you understand is that the image and the portray that you give of farmers is very important for young people to engage. So when you portray the fact that a farmer, being a woman, has to spend a lot of their time trying to find a place to relieve themselves, that is not the experience that I had. In fact, I had access to a WC, and there are people, farmers, that had a full-time job, but they also supplement their income by actually having lands that's been passed on to them. And they're really serious about farming, and with time, as you would normally do in Europe, whereby you have a full-time job but you have a business, in time, if farming is producing more income for them, they will do more farming. So in order for you to sustain the resources in terms of land management and in terms of producing agriculture, you've got to show young people that the image that will be carried around outside of Africa seem to be positive, and they will engage more in that aspect of the business.
Okay, let's just put to you guys this idea of when a farmer is dealing with their problems, feeding the family, but also thinking of the future, they have to take an integrated approach. Is it the case, do you think, that perhaps development specialisms have become too specialist and they too need to be more integrated? Girish, you're nodding.
Yes, I'm nodding because I thought that the gentleman from Nairobi made an excellent point on integration. As I said a little while earlier, people don't live their life in compartments or sectors. You know, for any person who wakes up in the morning, it is a life that they have to lead. So if you're talking of water and food, there is so much of an interlinkage that we really need to look at the community level, for instance, and see what are the different uses that water is required for, and is there enough water in the system, in the community, and how best to manage the water so that it meets all those critical needs. But at the same time, at the government level, at the level of NGO, civil society, the discussions on post-2015 development goals is an opportune time for us to actually think of breaking these silos and come up with a more holistic, more joined-up approach where the outcome should be about eradicating absolute poverty and making sure that everybody has access to basic services, whether it's health, whether it's education, whether it's water and sanitation, whether it's nutrition. And it's really important that all the different departments, all the different arms of the government or intergovernmental organizations actually work together so that we don't have some of the issues that we saw with the current series of Millennium Development Goals where they were divided by sectors. So I would totally back the idea of integration, but look at it at different levels. Look at it at the community level and look at it at the national level and see how best those interlinkages can be made.
A quick thought from you, Jean-Pierre.
Now, the point you mentioned is very relevant, and I believe that, for instance, if undernutrition or nutrition are not being addressed properly, it is because it is multisectoral. In order for a child to be appropriately nourished, he has to receive the right nutrition food, so the right amount of calories, the right micronutrient, but also he has to have access to water, he has to have access to hygiene also, and he has also to have access to health services. And we can only move forward towards nutrition through an inclusive approach where the three components at least are dealt consistently and in a very coordinated manner. That's something very important. So it is not about choosing between land and water or agriculture. You need to do the three together to reach a goal.
We've talked a bit about soil. Let's just talk about it a bit more with you, Luca. You have this soil atlas. What percentage of the soil in Africa is easily cultivatable?
Oh, I would say that roughly 50% of the soil can be considered easily cultivatable. But of course, we should keep in mind it depends on your technology input. Nowadays, you can cultivate everything everywhere if you put enough technology into it. I mean, you can cultivate wheat in the middle of the Sahara, but the big question is this sustainable? And there comes the big question, don't we have the possibility to manage the soil resources differently in a more sustainable way, probably with a different type of agricultural systems that are more adapted to the local soil conditions and not importing systems that are maybe being developed in situations which were very different. So there is a lot of thinking about that, and I think realizing that soils are different over the world, that African soils have their own properties. This is a big step forward to make a development towards an African-centered system of agriculture that is suitable and matching the actual conditions of the soils.
Let's come back to your ambitions for Rwanda, Ernest, because you've talked about the need to fertilize the soil. And in fact, your ministry has talked about very ambitious plans to develop, for example, floriculture in Rwanda so that you can send flowers to Europe, which would need a lot of fertilization, wouldn't it?
I'm really convinced that we can manage to increase fertility of soil. You can increase the quantity of fertilizers, you can increase the quantity of manure, either inorganic or organic. They can be used.
I like very much your example of the cow, because
the
cow can be a big tool to have an increase of fertility.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For organic, yeah, sure. Because it's not only increasing fertility, but also managing land and managing water together in an integrated way. We are trying to invest in erosion control because our lands are very hilly. We are a mountain country, and we are controlling erosion with different methods. The one that we are using today is terracing, and that terracing approach is not only providing farmers good soils, but also is giving farmers jobs. It's not only agriculture, but it's agriculture with roads. it's agriculture with market linkages. Because if you increase productivity, those farmers need to know where they sell their products. So it's really an integrated development approach.
Jean-Pierre?
Yes, maybe I wanted to a bit widen the scope further than Rwanda. Because often when we speak about addressing the issue of hunger and nutrition, we are faced with a growing population, less resources, climate change, and some people are saying, well, you cannot make it, or at least developing countries cannot make it. What we see in countries which are having limited natural resources, like Rwanda, like Ethiopia, like Niger, or like Bangladesh, which has also a very high population density, is that by having the right policies, by having the right commitment, they are able at the same time to address the issue of undernutrition right now, but also move towards more sustainability on use of natural resources. And for me, this is something which is extremely encouraging. The example provided just here about Rwanda are really encouraging for all the donors community and all the stakeholders involved in the development. That we can do something. We can see that the goals we are defining on undernutrition, on poverty, on hunger can be reached.
But is it the case that in all countries there is a manageable and sustainable answer to, for example, something like water shortage, Girish? Or are some places going to have to make hard choices?
I think we often talk about water scarcity, but what we see in many of the countries that we work in, that it's less about the actual supply of water, it's more an issue of its management and its distribution, because we find that investments may not be quite equitable. In some countries, for instance, we have seen that a large share of investment for water supply is cornered by the capital city, because that's where the demand is most articulated, leaving out very large parts of the rural hinterland, and people don't have access to water. I think an important point to be mentioned here is, going back to the point of integration, is, and again relevant to the topic, which is on food security, is to see, are we addressing, for instance, the three different aspects of food security, which is availability of food, access to food, and use of food. A lot of discussions around soil and agriculture really helps in making sure that there is enough food that's available. But the important point that Jean-Pierre has been making is a lot around food use, and that's not adequately addressed. There's a lot of attention on making sure that there is more food and food is put into the mouth. But what happens when the food actually goes into the body? Does the body have the absorption capacity to use the food and convert it into energy and into actual nutrition? And that's one of the big challenges that we have in the world today, where we find that in communities where sanitation and hygiene is not practiced, there is a lot of contamination of water sources, there is a lot of contamination of food, which means that our body is not, and particularly children are most vulnerable, they're not able to absorb the nutrients. So it might be putting something into a bottomless pit, putting more and more food into the hands of people who are not able to use the food properly just because the sanitation and hygiene is not managed. And I think those are some of the issues that we need to look at. Water shortage is important, but is the water safe for human consumption? Can it help the body use the food that is being made available to them? What about sanitation? Because poor sanitation practices, improper agriculture practices, poor practices around discharge of industrial waste can all pollute your water source, which in turn takes you back to square one, where you find that there is still a large issue of nutrition and hunger.
This question of nutrition inputs, I wanted to pick up on something that Lucas said, which is when you're thinking about how you have sustainable soil, maybe you shouldn't always see the imported model as the best one. Let's bring in the audience again here now on this one. Yes, there's a hand already gone up here.
My name's Tim Crocker-Buquet. I'm a doctor and a public health specialist from the UK, and I'm here from the British Medical Association. My experience of malnutrition in Africa is probably slightly different than the kind of malnutrition that we've been talking about so far. I have spent some time working in townships in South Africa, and one of the increasing things that you see is difficulty in getting and maintaining fresh food supplies into large urban sprawls, and we're seeing increasing urbanization across large parts of the world, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. So what you get is obesity from highly processed, high fat, high carbohydrate, very cheap preserved foods, and very difficult access to fresh fruit and vegetables because of the expense of the logistics and the refrigeration and getting that kind of thing into a very highly urban environment like that. And I was wondering how these kind of two different aspects of smallhold or medium-sized farms and the logistics of getting fresh fruit and vegetables into a highly urbanized, very poor environment interlink.
It's a very good point, isn't it? How do you get the fresh tomatoes to anyone when it's much easier to tin them and then they can transport it long distances? Anyone else like to come in on this question of nutrition? Yes, there's a lady at the front.
Thank you. My name is Pacifica Okemwa from Kenya. In all this debate on policies, land, nutrition, the missing link I find is the gender link. How do gender relations impact on nutrition, for example? How do these gender relations impact on food security at the family level? So as long as policy does not capture the gender relations, it is difficult to even deal with the issues of malnutrition, the issues of food security and all that.
Can you explain why? In what way you think it does impact?
Yes. I want to give an example of the challenge that single mothers would face. Single in the sense that maybe the men that they got the children with are not living with them. They do not have secure employment and therefore lack means of providing for those children. And we find a lot of that in urban informal settlements in Nairobi, for example. And so the bigger challenge for me is how does a policy, for example, national policy on supporting such families impact on the most vulnerable? Because if we miss that, then indeed we have sections of population who will not be impacted upon by the good policies about land, about water, about nutrition, just because they do not have the kind of support. So for me, that is the missing link. Thank you.
This is a really important thing that's been brought up by both of you. Thank you. That the whole urban question, because of course malnutrition isn't just something that's to do with rural poverty. In fact, if you're a smallholder, then you can maybe eat what you grow and it's much healthier for you. So what do you do in large towns? Jean-Pierre?
No, it is a very good question, and it has been a challenge for many years. What we see is that now there are some new types of relation between farmers and buyers in the cities which are easing that, because a tomato is not something that you can keep for 15 days. It is, for instance, the type of relation that we call contract farming. We speak about a family farmer, what we call a commercial family farmer. So he has a small farm lot of 1 or 2, 3 hectares, maybe 5, but not more. He has a relation of confidence with a buyer in the city who is telling him, by tomorrow, please provide me 300 kilos of tomato. And then he's harvesting his tomato, putting them right in the truck. And the buyers knows that he's going to receive tomatoes from John, from Pierre, from Mamadou of a certain quality. And they've already agreed upon the price. So this is really changing, for instance, the way the relation between the farmer and the buyer. It is empowering the farmer. It is also reducing post-harvest losses. And that's something which is very important and which is developing. It is not done everywhere. In Senegal, it is now quite well developed. They started by believing they would export tomato to the European Union. And at the end, they end up with facing more demand in Senegal itself.
Is this an issue in Rwanda as well? Because, of course, you want to export to help your budget and to help fund new things. But at the same time, when it comes to feeding the population, you have to worry about also your own urban population having accessible food, good food.
Of course, farmers now are trying to be market-oriented. It's not that subsistence agriculture. They are actually doing agriculture for the market. Farmers that are, let's say, doing maize, they are doing maize, but they want to sell. They can have money and go and buy. So for those who are in perishable products, I agree with my friend here that they need to have real deals. They need to have contracts. If we go in perishable products at that commercial scale, we need to make sure that you have contract farming so that we avoid the post-harvest losses.
And better storage capacity.
And better storage capacity, yes.
But while I still have something to say, I want to come back to to the point raised by my sister here from Kenya on the role of women in nutrition. I think this brings that integration element of how we approach malnutrition or nutrition programs. An example that I can share here is that we have what we call multi-sectoral malnutrition fighting program in Rwanda. It's a multi-ministerial program where you have agriculture, health, education, local government, and the Ministry of Gender. We are now implementing what we call 1,000 days program. We know very well that the first 1,000 days of a child are very important. And it's that period where we need to invest and try to avoid stunting and underweight. But we need to work with the women. That's why we work with the Ministry of Gender that has women in their mission.
Girish, you wanted to come in.
Yeah. Yesterday I stumbled upon a film made by our team in Mozambique and I was quite intrigued by the title. The title was We Have Found Gold, and I thought we were not in the business of finding gold, so I sort of clicked it. It's on YouTube. It was about an urban community in Maputo, the capital of Mozambique, in a settlement called Costa do Sol. And in Costa do Sol, they had promoted something called eco-san, or ecological sanitation, where the human waste is used as organic fertilizer to improve productivity of the soil. And here was an urban family in an urban low-income community who in their homesteads were growing cabbage based using the urine that was recycled. And they found that the cabbage production was higher, and instead of 45 days, they could now reap the harvest in just 30 days. They had significantly reduced purchase of chemical fertilizer, and when they sold it to the people, they actually didn't tell people they used urine, but when they sold it to the people, the consumers felt that it tasted much better. So, there's a win-win for everybody. Now, they do doubt whether people would have bought it.
Is that so? Did you try?
But to say this is very scientific
with the marketing.
It is a scientifically proven thing, because the Stockholm Environmental Institute, which is based in Stockholm, has done immense research on eco-san and has proved that is safe for human consumption. Obviously, it has to be done right. And interestingly, the Chinese used to do it from 500 BC, so it's not something that's new, but we have forgotten somewhere down the way. So we can address sanitation, we can address urban population, and we can address nutrition, and we can address livelihood through some of that integrated, rounded up thinking.
Sure. And through something which is, as it turns out, a very old practice.
Absolutely.
Luca, is this the way to go?
Absolutely. Everything is interlinked. We always should not forget that you cannot consider soils alone. For example, all the urbanization issue is strictly linked with soil fertility. The fact that now most of the organic substance from the soil that we consume to produce and we transfer to the city will not go back to the soil, because it will go probably in a landfill in the best case, if not somewhere else. That's a big issue, and this is one of the big reasons why we have such a depletion by nutrients, because we're pumping them out, we bring them to the city, but we never bring them back unless we buy fertilizer, which is again triggering another problem. So this partnership, rural communities, urban communities, needs not only to go in the way that we get the food from the rural community to the urban community, but also the other way around, that the waste from the urban community goes back to the soils in the rural community.
Some ideas for Rwanda there, Ernest?
Yeah, I think if you want to increase, the soil fertility, I think it can be a way to go. Yeah.
Well, thank you. We've been talking about food and water, and certainly over the course of this programme, I think we've been given food for thought from both the panel and from the audience. My thanks to all four of you: Rwanda's Ernest Ruzendaza, Nutrition Authority Jean-Pierre Alcan, soil scientist Luca Montanarella, and water expert Girish Menon. And of course to you, our audience here in Brussels. Though this is where we have to leave the discussion, you can continue the debate on Twitter and Facebook, and you'll find many more of our programmes online too. But for now, from me, Bridget Kendall, and everyone on the Forum team, and here at the European Union Development Days, thank you so much for joining us.
If you've enjoyed this BBC podcast, why not try others, such as In Our Time, where Melvin Bragg discusses the history of ideas. To find out more, visit BBC.
Yeah, real thing.
Dirty good.
Lady shot.
Yeah, that's right. Them no know. Ha.
Me no know them must see fear when me up. Them a find me like them nails out now. Me no know them want the key to a lock. Hurricane mode, you can't move that watch. Me no know them must see fear when me up. Them a find me like them nails out now. Me no know them want the key to a lock. Hurricane mode, you can't move that watch.
Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap. Skip through time, that might get delayed. Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap.
It's real. Them a hide, but we see them. Sneak and we see them. Try creep on my ends and me give them 4-5 Glock 9 bust like rhythm. Tinted coupe with the rims them spinning. Man I move them, I watch man blinging. Them a begs car, nothing go on for them. And them a see, oh man a confident. Come on bless man full of damn talent. Yeah, come on God bless. Some of them a live them life like them jobless. Some of them a pussy hole and want rob this. Me yes, them a look a stripe off me Adidas. Them a say want say they show I get mad in this. Never know say them man a old fabulous. Lady Shanna the body say the ragga sis. Oh we a bona fire go check on analysis. Real.
Me no know them must see fear when me up. Them a find me like them nails out now. Me no know them want the key to a lock. Hurricane mode, you can't move that watch. Me no know them must see fear when me up. Them a find me like them nails out now. Me no know them want the key to a lock. Hurricane mode, you can't move that watch.
Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap. Skip through time, that might get delayed. Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap.
Guess what?
See
anything or anything my mind can't speak. Left you behind bad mind, you know V. Come me come bring you while you have to stand back retreat. Lots of physics and it's a concrete. Come in a glass of bar, but me not take no bar. Dirty goods lady Shan say we coming from afar. You see where we going if you know who we are. Looking at the sky, see we there, we a star.
Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap. Skip through time, that might get delayed. Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap. Skip through time, that might get delayed.
Me no know them must see fear when me up. Them a find me like them nails out now. Me no know them want the key to a lock. Hurricane mode, you can't move that watch. Me no know them must see fear when me up. Them a find me like them nails out now. Me no know them want the key to a lock. Hurricane mode, you can't move that watch.
Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap. Skip through time, that might get delayed. Do you see what I can see? Them a free you, them a hide and see. Move fast, quantum leap. Skip through time, that might get delayed.
Yo, goods, where them a look for?
Me don't know Shan, what them a look for?
Yo, goods, where them a look for?
Me don't know Shan, them bad man.
Yo,